I feel at 58 years old, I finally found the secret to happiness. And it is those things that I talked about. It's losing the period, losing the womb, losing the ability to create life. It was a grieving process for a woman. But out of it, I feel like there's a rebirthing.
As the goddess takes that away, she blesses older women with wisdom as long as you seek it. Hello, listeners. Today we are talking to one of my favorite people and the best-selling author of Woman in Red, Magdalene Speaks. She joined the rock and roll industry as a teenager. And for 7 years, she ended up being a manager for famous international rock star heavy metal bands. Eventually, she gave it all up to become a devotee in the Hare Krishna movement. She wrote a best-selling book about Mary Magdalene. She does these beautiful workshops about the goddess. And today we are talking to her about aging gracefully and menopause, using the blessings of goddess, of Mary Magdalene, and how to be happy in older years and more. I have to tell you before we get started, when I first saw you, 26, 27 years ago, you were one of the most beautiful women I'd ever seen.
Oh,
You were. I mean, gorgeous, tall, long, red hair. And the best part was you were just not aware of your beauty.
I didn't think I was beautiful at all.
No, you were like, whoa. Because my first instinct is being in the television and film industry, and you've been in the music industry,
Yeah.
they really are aware of their looks. You were not aware. So I'm like, oh, because she's going to have such an attitude. No, nothing. You were just like, oh my God, how does she not know? That was one thing I wanted to bring up. And then as I've seen you over the years, my psychic sense tells me that you were definitely royalty in your last life. And I think you already know that. And in this life, you were with all these famous people. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, it was really strange. At about 15 years old, I awoke to pop music, or pop music woke me up. And all I knew was I was not going to work in any other business other than the music industry.
Wow.
I was determined. So I took a train into London. I went to all of the main labels, the music business labels, and Arista Records hired me. My first client was Whitney Houston when I was 16 years old.
Oh, that is amazing. Yeah.
So I worked for Aristo. I went through all of the different departments of media, marketing, promotions, A&R, management. Then I left Aristo Records. I worked in a recording studio, a mastering room where they actually cut LPs and mixed and mastered the music. Yes. And I flew to Germany when the very first CDs were first being made, and I got to see the first CDs being made. Isn't that amazing?
That is amazing.
It was at BNG Records in Germany. And then I ended up getting a job working for International Talent Booking, which is the largest talent booking agency in Europe. So I came in, and my first weekend, my first big job was basically managing the entire Donington Rock Festival, because Rod McSween had gone to Ozzy and Sharon Osbourne's house for the weekend, who were good friends of ours. And Ozzy's a wild man, so he had these motorbikes.
Did he just pass away recently?
Yes, he did. Yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, all kudos to my Ozzy. I love Ozzy very much.
Oh, you were close with him?
Yeah. I love him, Sharon, very much. Sorry, just give me a minute.
Did you pray for him? And
Oh, yeah, of course. I was completely there for him on every level, begging Gurudev to help him. Yeah, so Ozzy had taken my boss Rod McSween on these motorbikes around the back garden, and he had got thrown off of one of the bikes and broke his shoulder and was really incapacitated. And this big rock festival was coming on, Donington Rock Festival. 250,000 people were coming. Bon Jovi headlining, Aerosmith second, Ozzy Osbourne third, great big headlining group. And here I am, 18 years old, and I'm having to run everything because my boss had his eyebrows shaved off by Ozzy Osbourne and broke his collarbone and couldn't work. So I had to run everything. I really proved my worth. I worked really hard. I pulled everything together. I got on well with everyone who ran the festival. Everybody really liked me. Rod McSween was super pleased with me. All the managers of the bands liked me. All the bands liked me. And before I knew it, I was traveling all over the world with them. You know, every time Bon Jovi would come through, I'd travel for 3 months with Bon Jovi. Then Whitesnake would come through, I'd travel with Whitesnake for 2 months. Then Aerosmith, it would be 3 months. And, you know, the time just flew by. And 7 years later, my health hit me hard because I was working 18 hours a day, 7 days a week. I had no life outside of rock star lifestyle. I was telling my kids, you know, like if they would have had a Hello magazine or one of these gossip magazines back then,
I remember Hello Magazine.
I would have been in those magazines back then because I was completely a total socialite back then.
So tell me how, surrounded by rock stars and famous people, and 7 years later, you give up that lifestyle and then you become a devotee. How did that happen?
Yeah. Well, I think I was at the top of my game. And other than being a famous person yourself, there isn't really a higher place to be in society than associating with the richest, most powerful people in the world. And I had access to all of it, and yet I was utterly unfulfilled. And
Fame's not going to make you happy, neither is wealth. That's what you realized.
yeah, like having things, even like having a beautiful apartment in London, being driven around in limousines, private jets. I did the whole thing. I'm telling you, I had VIP to every club in London. I was like at the top of my game, and I was miserable. I was empty. I was hollow. I was lonely. I was broken. I felt like I was working so hard for everybody else to make their millions and their fame and fortune. And I was in the back, not really furthering myself. So I was at a nightclub in London and I was tripping on LSD, and a very handsome Indian boy walks in who I would like to say looked a little bit like Krishna. Long hair, big lotus eyes, very beautiful, like astoundingly beautiful. And he just walked up to me in the middle of the dance floor and handed me Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And he said, "You have to read this book."
Continuing from where we left off, you're talking about women, especially as they're aging. Ordinary women, as we are aging, we look for, we want to capture our youth, thinking capturing our youth back, we can be happy again. That's why with the whole conversation about do we need fillers or Botox or, you know, get surgery or whatever. So that's really not going to make us happy. So I was wondering, because as an Ayurvedic practitioner, I meet so many women. And one thing I notice is beautiful women, whether they're white or Indian or African, doesn't matter. And as they're moving towards their 40s or even 50s, they want to be young again.
Oh, sure.
And then, of course, then comes the Botox and then, you know, fillers and color the hair. And you have aged so gracefully. You're still very beautiful, but you have not tried to hide your age. I mean, you could. I mean, if you get any of this done, you'll be... But you haven't. You just let yourself be.
Thanks.
Though your hair is still pretty glorious. It's absolutely fantastic. Absolutely glorious hair. Oh, I remember castor oil is what you would...
Castor oil, yeah.
Yeah.
But I did want to just get back and just talk about the hair dyeing and the Botox and all of that, you know, because I've got young daughters and, you know, they're all into all of that. And I feel like there is such a pressure to be beautiful as women. And like recently I've had a lot of women coming to me and kind of pressuring me that I should not dye my hair anymore, that I should represent the organic feminine and allow my hair to be grey and be glorious and all of this. And so I've been having a little bit of a dilemma about it because I don't want to go grey yet.
Okay.
I just don't feel like I need to prove that I can be organic to anyone.
Right.
I am organic, and my mother still dyes her hair, and she's 83, and she's a blondie, and she's a hottie, and she's just marvelous. I see these older ladies with their lavender colored hair and this and that, and I'm like, if we're not our bodies, it really doesn't matter what we do with our bodies. If it gives you confidence to put some highlights in your hair or cover up your eye, if it gives you that little boost of confidence that you need, then go ahead and do it without guilt or shame. Or especially as women, we must be very cautious during these kinds of changes we're all going through right now, where it's very fashionable to be natural, no makeup, no hair dye, you know, like the Pamela Anderson look, which I think is marvelous.
She looks gorgeous, but not everybody has her bones and not everybody has her look.
Not everyone's got her body.
Exactly.
Or her money.
Exactly. No, I was coming more from the perspective of, I think, really women do it so that they can be happy. It makes them happy.
Yeah.
And why are they seeking happiness? There's plastic surgeries happening at this age, is because as soon as estrogen starts going down in your 40s, and melatonin, so low sleep, low estrogen, collagen starts going down, your cheek starts hanging down, your breast starts hanging down, you're getting the hot flashes, there's anxiety, brain fog, kids are growing up, empty nest syndrome. So many things at so many levels. I think they have counted 70 health issues related to a lowered estrogen.
Wow.
So, yeah, I mean, I understand. Give yourself a break. If doing some fillers and Botox and coloring hair makes you feel good, that's okay. No, my point was more like, don't do it to seek happiness. Because at the end of the day, you're doing it just, okay, you want to look good, but don't seek it for the inner happiness.
Yeah, it's not going to work. I mean,
Yeah.
anything that we seek, anything that we seek happiness from in the outside world, it's not going to work.
Yeah, people tell me I look young too.
You do look young.
One of the things that I end up coaching women with is like age gracefully, but really they're not trying to become young for themselves. It's for their partners or for other friends.
I mean, listen, when it comes to keeping marriages fresh at some point, because you're worried that your men are going to look elsewhere, I understand that need very much for looking good, and your relationship has to be based on something more than your looks. You have to base your relationship on mutual love and respect, with the understanding you're both going to age, you're both going to look unattractive at some point, you're both going to get sick at some point. And during those times, to feel the support and the love of the partner, that's real love, So then it doesn't really matter what the body really is doing anymore. At that point, that's the kind of ideal relationship that we want.
Another problem in the aging when we are in perimenopause, women in 40s, even starting 30s, 40s, 50s, is looking at yourself in the mirror and seeing your life pass by. You get depressed. You have a positive outlook in life that helps too.
Positive in the sense that I give everything up to Krishna, that I know with my intelligence and with my realization of what this paradigm is here in this earth, that I know that whenever I try to enjoy anything in the outside world out here, I suffer, and that ages me, it stresses me. So when I'm dedicating my time every day to chanting Harinam, to my practices every day, that keeps me young. That's the ultimate youth tonic, in my opinion,
Right.
is chanting holy.
You, despite being a devotee and having a pragmatic approach to life, you're generally a happy person. So let's talk about what can we do as perimenopausal women in the 40s, 50s, as we are aging and beyond. How can we really be happy?
Okay, well, this is a very deep. This is where I thrive. Well, as Vaishnavas studying Prabhupada's books, I very quickly understood that I'm not this body, that my soul is 1,000,000 times more beautiful than anything this body could ever be, and that what I thought was beauty is not real beauty, because someone can be beautiful on the outside and be ugly on the inside. So Gurudev said it's more important to be beautiful on the inside than the outside. So actually, today is Ekadashi.
For those who don't know, Ekadashi is the 11th day of the moon, comes twice in a month, and the Vaishnavas do not eat grains and try to fast on that day completely if they can.
And Gurudev said that if you want to be beautiful on the inside and the outside, you should always follow Ekadashi. I eat a vegetarian diet, sattvic diet. I use castor oil on my skin.
Let's talk for a minute about the popularity of Botox and fillers.
I don't like it. I don't think women look younger for it.
And it's dangerous because there can be so many side effects. And I don't think there's that many studies that have been done as well.
There's not.
There's not.
And they don't even look that good.
No, it
Like
looks
they
weird.
look weird.
It looks
Their
weird.
kids look puffy. I have a puffy looking face without Botox or filler.
No, you don't have a pussy look. You look normal. You look normal. You look younger than your age. You look.
I just turned 58.
Yeah, I turned 52. And the hair.
And the hair.
The hair hasn't changed. The hair is still glorious.
Thank you. I put my youthfulness down to chanting, associating with eternally youthful beings.
During time of perimenopause, as the hormones are going nuts, we as women go through so many emotions. We get sad, we get angry, we get brain fog, we get mood swings. You get sad, you get angry. One of the things that I myself do and I teach for people who are grieving as one of the steps is if we are depressed or we are sad or we are angry or whatever, we cannot sustain that feeling from the morning as soon as we wake up till the time we go to bed.
Yeah.
So that and unhappiness and depression and anger, it's going to come whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
And that's okay. So put it in a box and say, okay, I'm going to deal with you, let's say, between 6 and 7 p.m. and I'm done with work.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put you away for now, but I'm going to deal with this. I'm going to deal with these emotions.
Process it.
Process things that we don't want to talk about, things that make us uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And then 6 to 7 p.m., I'm going to start doing my yoga, my chanting.
Yeah.
And okay, open the box, let it overwhelm. Oh my God, I'm so miserable. Life is not fair.
Let it all out.
Let it all out. And it may not work, it may be different for other people. But for me, I've done that for so long. And then, of course, being Punjabi from India, we swear a lot.
Yeah.
Swearing is so cathartic.
Yeah, it is. I'm English. I mean, we swear a lot in England. Number 2, they're like the recovery steps.
Right.
Depression recovery, you know. So, I'm an expert at it. But number 2 is get sunshine every day. Go outside, no excuses. Once a week, maybe on a Sunday, take a day off if you don't want to get some. But every day, go outside, 15 minutes, take your clothes off. Get down to your underwear and let the sun kiss your skin. Every day, without fail, get your bare feet on the ground. No excuses. So without that, there is no...
So connecting to the nature and the elements. So maybe,
because without certain key elements, there cannot be happiness. First, you have to go to the bottom of the barrel. You have to sink so low into depression that you'll do anything for happiness. And I have been there. I have been to the bottom, to the pits of hell, literally. And the cry of a child to one's mother, like I feel towards the goddess divine, that begging for mercy, that's key number 1 for coming out of depression. Understanding that without mercy, you can't overcome. You need help, outside help, grace. Number 1. You realize, in America you don't swear. In America you don't smoke. So it makes you beautiful, no?
I don't know about now, but I mean, I'm Punjabi, so yeah, I let go. And then my son's like, why is mommy swearing in a room all by herself? Who is she shouting at?
No, I mean, I've locked myself in bathrooms many a time with a hand drum and been banging that drum and singing very loudly at the top of my lungs, wailing like a native Indian. And my kids are out there with their phones on going, what's going on, Mom?
It's called Menopause, kids.
Processing emotion.
And also singing itself.
Singing is so
And
powerful.
spiritually, even if somebody is not a Hindu or Sanatani or just chanting. And that's why yoga classes are popular all over the world.
Look, mantra, man means the mind, tra means to transcend. So mantra helps you helps you to transcend your mind, and your mind is the cause of all of your problems.
Yeah.
The mind is also the cause of all your desires.
Right.
So when you give your mind up to mantra, even just for a little bit of time every day, gradually that mantra will take over. And when mantra takes over, then everything in your life just becomes okay. You become peaceful, you become happy. I feel at 58 years old, I finally found the secret to happiness. And it is those things that I talked about. I get up very early in the morning to do my sadhana, to do my practices, because I have realized that without it, I don't function very well.
Yeah.
Without a way to actually connect myself to a practical way to connect myself to Guru and Krishna and the goddess, without a practical way to do it, I'm lost.
Also, I believe, since we're talking about the goddess, is this time when fertility is finished. It's the cessation of fertility, cessation of the bloody periods, all done.
Yeah.
But I think as the goddess takes that away, she blesses older women with wisdom as long as you seek it. And she will also shower, whether that you pray to Mary Magdalene or, Goddess Lakshmi or Mother Earth, the goddess will give you all of these beautiful gifts. You just have to ask for it. And spiritual life becomes super important in this perimenopausal, menopausal time.
I agree.
It's so important to chant, have a spiritual life as we become the wise women ourselves.
Yes. To become a wise woman, you have to walk the path. You can't claim to be a wise woman yet have no practice that brings you to your knees, that helps you to keep your ego in check.
That's right.
And I think perimenopausal symptoms, losing the period, losing the womb, losing the ability to create life, it was a grieving process.
Right.
But out of it, I feel like there's a rebirthing for me as a woman, where I'm not this body, and I actually feel really young. I feel really, really youthful. When you're in touch with the spiritual, which is eternally young and eternally fresh and eternally happy, then by default, you would presume that you would become eternally young and eternally happy, and all of these things, these positive side effects, they come down from the spiritual sky and they come into your consciousness as a side effect of chanting mantra. So that for me is the key, the getting up early and absorbing my mind in mantra, giving up my sleep. I'm willing to do that for the sake of even a drop of happiness, because without it, I'm not happy. So I'm willing to sacrifice my sleep for mantra japa. Going outside and getting sun, it's a must for depression. It's a non-negotiable thing. Grounding my feet into the earth is non-negotiable and the earth grounds.
Yeah.
The earth takes all of the sensitivities and all of the heaviness, takes it all. So I'm free for the rest of the day. It's 15 minutes of a little bit of something. And while you're out there, you can pray. You can try to connect to the feminine divine in some way. You can put your hands over your womb space, and you can fill yourself up with Holy Spirit, and you can draw in the light and the energy and the air of the goddess, of Sri Radhe, and you pull her into your womb space. And then you can bring your consciousness inside into your womb space. And from there, this is where we get to enter the kingdom.
I think I already know what our next podcast will be. It's going to be this meditation. I want to know this meditation.
Oh, good. Yeah, let's do it. Sounds
But
good.
thank you so much, Krishna Rose. This was amazing. I am so happy you came.
Thank you.